And what I want you to know about this is that she has made this lifestyle stick. She has never gained her weight back. She has never fallen off. She has never flip-flopped back and forth. She has only improved her health, lost the weight, and improved her life immeasurably along the way. So what I want to like focus on during this live stream is how did you make it stick, right? So tell us how you started out this journey. Bring us back to the time when you did weigh 267 pounds. What was your life like? And what was your health like and your mindset like back at that time?
I do still remember it clearly because it was not a great feeling. I felt like something was wrong with me. I had tried many times to lose weight. I was part of the Count Your Points program for quite a while, and I really wasn't losing weight, but I kept part of it because I didn't want to give up, and I didn't know what else to do to lose weight. And finally, I heard about forks over knives, and what was interesting, I heard about forks over knives from several places, all within a similar time frame. And so I checked out that documentary, and around that time, Naomi, is when I met you. You were doing a cooking demo, and
Nature's Food Patch.
It was Nature's Food Patch. And I signed on to your Facebook page, and you were doing your live streams then. And I was just really connected. I already was drawn to whole food plant-based because it was backed by science, and you see, I just believed in the information. And then I was drawn to you, Naomi, because you're tough love. You just live it, you breathe it, but also I knew that you would hold me accountable, and I needed that.
Yeah. And what, you know what? It's so common that women think that they're broken, that something's wrong with them because of how many different diets you try. Were you already vegan at that time, or did you go vegan because you thought?
I was vegan for a short period of time, but I was a junk food vegan. So I had gone vegan and was leaning on all the processed foods, not knowing that I had further to go, and I was getting frustrated because I didn't understand why I wasn't losing weight. But it was a short time of being a junk food vegan before I met you, Naomi.
Okay. And so then what were all your health difficulties, and how many kinds of medications were you on at that weight of 267 pounds? You're a very tall woman too. You 5'9" or 5'11"? 5'11", right.
I was on blood pressure medicine, and I was on cholesterol medicine, which I'd been on cholesterol medicine for a very long time. My joints ached. I was getting fatigued easily, shortness of breath. I had trouble getting up and down from sitting on the floor with my nieces. I was withdrawing. I don't want to cry. I was withdrawing more and more from going out with friends. I would want to go, I would commit, and then I would make excuses not to go because I was embarrassed. I didn't have anything to wear. I didn't like how I looked.
Who can relate to what Tricia's saying about hiding and also about feeling like you're broken? Because now the truth is, you know that you're not broken.
I'm not broken. There's nothing wrong with me.
The food system is broken, but you're not broken.
Yes, and the challenges that I have and faced are what so many people are facing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so many people are facing this. Okay, so it was painful, it was lonely, and it was hopeless because you just didn't know what to do.
I didn't know what to do.
So you met me at Nature's Food Patch. What did we make? Crispy tofu?
Yes, we did.
Crispy tofu.
And the ginger goddess dressing.
With the ginger goddess dressing, that is still the most famous dressing of all. So then what led you to get on a call with me? What led you to actually plunk down the money for this kind of coaching? Because it's not cheap, right? It wasn't cheap back then.
It's not. Having information from Forks Over Knives and just recognizing a little more of food that's good and not good, but needing the help to pull it all together. And again, Naomi, you what you see is what you get with Naomi, and you're like a sister. And what I like is that it's not always, you call my BS and you call people's BS. And I could tell that from some of your live streams. And that's really what I needed. I needed the support, but I also needed that tough love sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not there to blow hot air up your skirt. I'm not there to be your best friend. The other ladies are there to be your cheerleaders and your best friends, but
you do it in such a loving way, but you won't let me off the hook for some silly excuses. And in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that was pretty silly. So
here she is on the live stream.
Yes.
Okay. So you said that you have done lots and lots of diets so what makes this different? What makes this time different? How is it different?
This time it's really simpler because it's fruits, vegetables, grains, and beans. The food's delicious. I love going to the grocery store because I skip half the store.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't have to measure, you don't have to count. You learn to eat until you're full, and then that's enough.
You learn to let your innate appetite regulation system come back online, because when you're sick and overweight and on medications and binging and eating junk foods, your innate system can't work properly. It's subjugated by all that stuff. And when you remove all of that, it can come back online. And that is what has happened to you. So therefore, you don't need to count the calories. Right. You don't need to limit yourself on purpose. Okay, let's see what people are saying. Lori says she relates. Carla can totally relate. Gail says food system is broken. Lisa can relate. Hi, Cynthia. Nice to see you on here. Cynthia is in our Thursday night Diet Rebel group. I love when the Thursday night ladies get to meet the Wednesday ladies and that and vice versa. Okay. So now, because of all of that, you've been able to make this a lifestyle. Like, people will say, oh my God, I can never have the junk food again. Whatever will I do? Like, what do you say to that?
It can happen. And for me, it was having Naomi, it was joining your group and having the foundation laid each week with the homework. You would learn something new, and it's building the foundation for what we need to sustain this. Mm-hmm. And it's not just, it's not just what are we eating, but then it's also the emotional side and what is in our head. And that's been a big thing for me, is learning to that negative voice saying, okay, I hear you, but it's not true. And learning to manage that negative voice, which I still am having to manage that. She still pops up daily on things, but I'm able to nip it in the bud usually.
You're able to be aware of what's really underneath it.
Yes.
Because we talk about it.
Yes.
We talk about it. So the Diet Rebel groups are different in that you can come to the group and you talk about what's going on in your life or the things that are your obstacles. For Tricia, a lot of the obstacles were work related and schedule related and all messed up because of that. But other women have different obstacles. And so we come and we work on those obstacles, we talk about it. We've talked about them for 3 years, and it gets better and better and better.
Yes, I conquer one, and then I realize I've got another area that I need to work on, another obstacle. Yeah.
So that's what makes this stick, is that first of all, you understand the nutrition, and then second of all, you're dealing with your shit.
That's right. Understanding the nutrition, to me, is understanding nutrition, learning to deal with my shit, learning to eat out, learning to have conversations with people that don't understand. And sometimes, you don't need to have that conversation. You simply have your, hey, this is working for me. And yeah.
Okay. So we discussed, like, what does it mean that we're not dieting? You want to repeat that for everybody? What does it mean that we're not dieting? Like, for example, Tricia lost 1.5 pounds this past week again. And I said, what was different about your food? Was anything different? And you said,
not really.
No.
I planned my menu. I knew what, every, Easter holiday, I knew what I was going to have. When we were with family, I knew what I was going to have. And I didn't really do anything different. I just stuck to plan.
So are we dieting? How are you losing 72 pounds without dieting? What does that mean?
So for me, whole food plant-based is not negotiable. I recognize the health benefits I've had. I feel so much better. I've got so much more energy. And so it's not a diet. It's just who I am now and how I eat now.
It's who I am. So you became somebody completely different.
Yes.
And so this way you don't fall back into whatever was before.
Exactly. And I'll add, Naomi, that I saw my parents, my aunts and uncles, but most significantly was my dad, who had heart disease, who had diabetes, who, lost a couple body parts to that. I saw what it did to this prideful, strong man, and to become really dependent. It just, I knew that I had to change my ways, and that helped me find you. And then it also helped me stay the course.
That was one of your whys. Yeah.
Yes. I want to age gracefully. I want to be Anne Esselstyn when I'm a senior and 90.
A total kook.
90 something years old, who's just out there like with her daughter and her grandkids.
Yeah. And what our lovely member Diane said, I want my retirement to be a blast, and it's all my fault.
My fault. Absolutely.
I tell you, every woman comes through this program, and some of them don't have a lot of weight to lose or a lot of health problems. They solve their problems really quick and they go on their way, but pieces of them stick with me. That's one of them. I want my retirement to be a blast, and it's all my fault. I love that. Another one, another one said, I want to be the cool grandma that takes them all the cool places and hikes with them everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Donna has a question, and she's saying, what does she do for exercise, and is it daily?
I am not.
Good question.
I'll say that I'm not big on exercise. I take short walks during the week at lunch, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Not every day. I try to get out. My plan is to get out every day, but usually it's a few times a week. And then on the weekends, we'll go for like a 3 or 4 mile walk at a park. It's a nature park, and it's just our outdoor time with nature. That's really all I've done for exercise. I don't have a gym workout plan or anything.
Oh, So it's so important. Donna, I'm so glad you asked that, because women who come to me and weigh 267 pounds, we don't put exercise on top of them, on top of the whole food, plant-based, no oil, and on top of this and on top of, we don't pile it all on. We get the food right first. And then if she feels like walking more, or she feels like taking up yoga, or she goes to nature parks, well, that's just icing on the cake, the plant-based cake, so to speak. So it's not required. I mean, exercise is great, but we don't put the pressure for exercise on. We don't start out that way. And you're seeing here, she's lost 72 pounds, reversed high cholesterol and high blood pressure by just focusing on the nutrition and letting the exercise and her energy take care of itself. So I love that question, Donna. I'm so glad you asked it. Okay. Hi, Christine, you made it. Wonderful. And Christine can attest to it that when you feel like exercising, all your options are there for you. You can go get it and do it and do whatever you want. But it's just not a thing that we put pressure on.
I'm hearing about pickleball. So
pickleball, yes.
I'm more one for, let's make it fun, you know, dancing or pickleball or something like that.
Pickleball is so fun, and you will meet so many friends, and it's so fun. That's all I'm going to say. It's just fun. You don't have to have any kind of racket skills or anything.
I understand it's all age groups. It doesn't matter your level. I'm checking it out. And for you ladies that haven't heard of it yet, check it out. It's taking over the world.
The world. Me and Dave play pickleball twice a week. And the funnest thing is when like younger people come and play, like in their 20s or something, and they show up in flip-flops the first time. They don't know, because we're in Belize, they have flip-flops. And they're like really bad the first day. And then you come like a month later and they're like, boom, boom. You're like, damn. It's that kind of a game where your skills just get better the more you do it. It's really fun, really fun. I'm so happy to hear you say that. All right, we're getting off topic. Okay. All right. So what does being a diet rebel mean to you? What does the word mean? What does the group mean? What does it mean?
So, so diet rebel means that I am vegan, plant-based. I've said goodbye to the sad diet. I'm proud to say that I'm vegan, plant-based now. Early on, I was like just wanting to be quiet and do it quietly, but now I'll share more openly. And I forgot, I got all excited in what I was saying. What was your original?
What does diet rebel mean to you?
Yes, and then the support. I still get so much out of the support of the group and the stories and what the other women are working through. And just, again, knowing that there's nothing wrong with me. This is a journey. Yeah. And so that's what it means to me.
That's wonderful. And to me, it means F diets forever.
F diets.
F dieting, F diets. You're not broken. You just need to learn how to eat. That's all. All right. So any of you who have questions for Tricia, like Donna did, just go ahead and pop it in the chat. Camilla says, rebelling to the push of processed foods and the suffering of animals. Yeah. That's definitely one meaning of it. So, all right. So now, what is the one piece of advice that you'd give someone desperate to turn their health and their life around this plant-based way and can't do it on their own? What's the one piece of advice you'd give them?
I would say to really put yourself first. It's okay to put yourself first. And to, if you're on the fence about doing the Diet Rebel program, go for it. Just do it. You'll have absolutely no regrets. I've been in several groups, obviously being in with Naomi for a few years, and everyone has lost weight and learned so much. So I just I really encourage you to do something for yourself. Just jump in.
So the money thing is a big thing, right? Especially if a woman is damaged by dieting, she doesn't really know that if she can even do this. She may not even have the belief in the medical evidence. You had this strong belief in the medical evidence. So about the money, like, what'd you say to Mark? You're like, Mark, I want to spend this money on this thing.
Right. He recognized how much I really wanted to do this, and he recognized my struggles over the years. Mm-hmm. He's my biggest cheerleader, and he was supportive in making the change, and he even agreed to make the change too.
And has.
So, you know, we were fortunate that I had it in savings, and so I was able to pull it out of savings, but it's still a big decision. And I'm reminded that someone else in the group had said, I'm going to spend this money. I'm just going to continue. My health's going to continue to decline. I'm going to continue to spend this money on my healthcare and on my illnesses. And I'm just going to continue to feel worse and spend more and more money. So when are you going to draw the line, and when are you going to make that change for yourself? And so those were some of my thought processes.
So choosing purposefully how you want to spend that money is a big one.
Right.
Okay, we have a question here. Lori says, how did you create boundaries around schedule issues that got in the way of your health goals? I believe Lori has similar job issues to you, but we'll talk. She's in our Wednesday group. But how did you draw those boundaries? What are some of the things that you did?
I have an affirmation that helps me a lot, that by putting myself first makes me even stronger. And I started that affirmation to take a lunch break. I wasn't taking lunch break. I was working through lunch. So I started with that affirmation. Then, you know, I gave it more thought and realized that a lot of the work I was doing because of my, of the high expectations of myself. And I didn't have to do it. So that was
that minute. Didn't have to do it that minute.
Didn't have to do it that minute. Or some of the things I was able just not to do. Also, you know, just one last thing, I had in my mind that I needed to take care of things much more quickly than it really needed to be done. And so I asked my counterparts, when do you need this back? Can I get it to you end of week? Instead of my usual, I'd get it to them
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow. So questioning and having an affirmation for yourself, because the lunchtime is your time. So you took your time.
Right. And there's more to it, Lori, for me. So
we'll talk later. Yeah.
I feel you.
But honestly, we talk about this kind of stuff all the time.
Yes, we do.
You're not alone. Most of the women in the group are professional career women. And this is a big issue. And when you don't solve the issue, it gets in the way of your health journey. It really does. So Lori, that was a really smart question. Okay. So Donna is asking, how did you end up decreasing your medication? I take blood pressure meds, and I'm just curious if you got dizzy, or were you just reading lower, or what happened? Christine, if you're still on the live stream, you can type into the comments and answer that as well. Go ahead, Tricia. What happened?
It was a few months into the whole food plant-based eating that I just started to feel different. I didn't get dizzy, but I was feeling maybe a little lightheaded. And I had a blood pressure cuff at home, or you can go to the store and keep tabs on your blood pressure. But I had told my doctor what I was doing, and he was very supportive and gave me the heads up to keep an eye on that. And then I called him.
And didn't you also get a cough?
Oh my gosh, I got a cough. Yes, I did.
Yeah. And that was what it was from. It was like a
Yes.
little dry,
And it was a
weird
cough.
cough.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
then with
this,
my cholesterol, I needed to lose a little more weight to get off my cholesterol medicine, and then my blood work improved, and my doctor's supportive. It's so important that you have a supportive doctor, and if you don't, then Naomi can share with you how to connect with a plant-based doctor, because obviously they work for us, right? We're the customer, and you need somebody that's going to support you in what you want to do.
Yeah, we're the customer.
Yeah.
It's so true. And we also do talk about this all the time. And I will ask women that I know are on these different medications, how they're feeling and what was their recent blood work and all these kinds of things. And Donna, you're right to ask about that, because most women do get lightheaded and they do get dizzy. Christine is saying, all of the above, got dizzy and lightheaded. My blood pressure was low. They cut my meds in half. I continued to lose weight and eat whole food plant-based. And as of last week, no more blood pressure meds. She got off 2 blood pressure meds, the one and then the diuretic one as well. I am monitoring twice a day and reporting back in 2 weeks. And that's only with a weight loss of 20, how much? 25 pounds, somewhere around 25 pounds. So it's very, very powerful. And we discuss this all the time because it does not feel good to be dizzy and feel faint and all of these kinds of things. And we really have to solve those problems. So I always, like Tricia says, encourage you to work closely with your doctor, and I will help you talk to your doctor and I will coach you on how to do that. That's amazing.
Do you mind if I share real quick, Naomi, about my cholesterol? So my numbers had dropped, and for my cholesterol, to get off my cholesterol meds, but I hadn't had my appointment with my doctor. And in fact, my numbers had been dropping over a couple of visits. And what I didn't realize is that the frequent UTIs that I was getting were attributed to that. So I just want to mention that because I had no clue that when you're on excess cholesterol meds that your body doesn't need, that can be a side effect is frequent UTIs. And
so are many other things, and liver problems and all kinds of other things. And so these medications, they do complicate things, but it's worth it to have the support to know when to push and when to ask the doctor and when to get off these things. Because a lot of doctors will treat you like you're every other patient who isn't changing their lifestyle, and they don't understand how much weight you've lost, even though you may have 50 more pounds to still lose, and they don't understand how committed you are and the power of the whole food plant-based diet in regulating those things. And once you get those numbers and they're showing lower, that's a sign that your body is working properly. So
my body was telling me before my doctor had a chance to see the consistent blood work. My body was telling me.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any other questions? Christine, thank you for sharing that. It's the same story as Tricia. It's the same thing. And so, so we definitely have a health transformation tracker, and we talk about that once a month, all the different health markers that are improving and what's changing. Jocelyn says, what does having a cough have to do with low blood pressure? It has to do with the medication. It's a side effect of too much medication. If you Google that, you will see that clear as day, which we saw it. Let me tell you something else. In the Thursday night group, Connie was having these crazy blood pressure spikes, and she is sticking hard on her plant-based lifestyle. She's losing weight. She's very serious about it. And so for her to have these spikes when it was coming down and being normal almost, and she is medicated, was very, very upsetting. And we come to find out that she switched to drinking tap water, and that in some municipalities, they add a lot of sodium to tap water, so much so that it can raise blood pressure dangerously in some people. And and so she stopped the tap water thing immediately and solved the problem in like one day. So these medications really complicate things. They really, really do. And so do these health conditions. And so we want to use the whole food plant-based diet to solve these health conditions permanently. So how does it feel to know that you have solved these health conditions permanently?
Oh my gosh, it feels fantastic, and just a sense of freedom, and that I can do it. I'm doing it.
You can do it. You're doing it. You are not broken, and you are very close to your goal.
And the weight is staying off, and I got the skill set. I know what to do.
Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions for Tricia? Tricia, is there anything else that you want to tell the ladies?
Again, I just encourage you, if you're on the fence about doing this, just let me help push you over. Come join us in the programs. You will not regret it. You will have no regrets. And I know that the other ladies that are in the groups feel the same way. No regrets. And just keep being a diet rebel. And
being a diet rebel.
Thank you for letting me share my story. I appreciate it.
Aw. All right. So who wants to know which diet rebel won the free cooking and adventure retreat? Who wants to know? Linda says no regrets. Christine gave me the heart. Who wants to know? Smash the hearts button if you want to know who won the free vegan cooking and adventure retreat here in Belize with me in this kitchen, accessing these knives and cooking with me. All right. So here's a little story to let you know. Christine, one of our diet rebels who just came to the retreat a few weeks ago, she asked how I was going to decide who should win. And I explained that I was thinking of pulling randomly, because I said to her that if I was choosing based on most weight loss or biggest health transformation out of all the diet rebels, it would have to be Tricia. And now that you've heard her story and seen her commitment to herself and this lifestyle, now you know why the winner of this free vegan cooking and adventure retreat has to be Tricia.
Oh my gosh, Naomi, thank you so much. I've got goosebumps, and I'm just so excited that I'll be able to come to Belize.
Yes, you will be here. It has to be you, because this story is so motivating and so inspiring. Lots of people, and I would say lots of women in this group have already lost 50 pounds or 70 pounds or all these things, but making it stick, becoming a person who puts herself first, doing this for yourself, this is so powerful and inspiring and motivating. And so you have to be the winner. You just have to be. So I'm so much. I got goosebumps.
Me too.
So excited. And you have your choice of joining one of the group retreats that are going to be in the fall by yourself, or you can also, pay and bring Mark, and your spot is free if you want to come for a private immersion or a couples retreat, or however you want to do it. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Let's see what everybody says. Yay, Tricia. PJ says, is there a replay of this? Yes, there will be a replay in the timeline. As soon as we get off this live stream, you will be able to see that in the in the group. Christine says, I hope you like little planes. I don't know where you're going to put your big legs, but your long legs.
I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. Yeah. All right. So that's it. I hope that you guys learned a lot. You asked some really great questions. Anybody who wants to talk to me about joining Diet Rebel, just type into the comments, Diet Rebel. I will reach out to you. You have met Tricia. She's in our Wednesday group. You've seen some comments from Christine. She's in our Thursday group. And so I'm always here for you. And of course, I'm here in this free group every Wednesday with these live streams. And every week we do some kind of coaching, or once a month I do a success story like this. Deb says, Deb, how many pounds? Deb was in our Thursday group, but she has mastered her lifestyle so well. Deb, how many pounds till you reach your goal weight? I think she's very, very close. Type it into the comments. Wendy says Diet Rebel. PJ says Diet Rebel. Donna says Diet Rebel. Very good. Okay. So I will reach out to you guys tomorrow, because in a half an hour we have our Diet Rebel group meeting. So I'm busy with these ladies. And Linda says, Tricia, I'm so happy for you. Deb says she has 13 pounds to go to reach her goal weight. That's amazing. That is so amazing. I'm so happy for you, Deb. I see your weigh-ins in the Plant Power Woman app every single week, and I reply and I cheer her on. I'm so excited. All right. So that's it for today's